Larry, you are out of this world. You've done an exceptional job as the founding dean of basic sciences at Vanderbilt University School of Medicine. Your commitment to scientific discovery and strategic thinking, and your strong leadership skills, respect for colleagues, and sense of humor have all played a major role in building basic sciences and the remarkable trajectory of the School of Medicine. Congratulations on all you've accomplished in this founding leadership role and for being such an inspirational mentor and leader for so many of us at Vanderbilt. I am deeply grateful for your service, your support, and friendship over so many years. Thank you, Larry, and I wish you all the best in your sabbatical year and with your ongoing research. And fortunately for all of us, Larry, you know what they say. Great leaders never retire, they just go on call. Congratulations, Larry.
Congratulations, Larry. We're really excited for you as you take this next step and transition. You richly deserve it for all you've done. Thank you so much for everything you've done for the School of Medicine Basic Sciences. It's just phenomenal to see what's happened under your leadership. In 5 years, the things that have been accomplished are really remarkable, and it's thanks to you for bringing us through this transition and to such a strong place. I wish you the very best as you take this next step, and I also just want to thank you personally for all the support you've provided for me over the years. Could not do what we've done without you and your support, and I know that is true for so many other faculty members. We really appreciate you, we thank you, and we wish you the very best.
Hi, Larry. This is a difficult video to record because I have such mixed feelings, and I'm very sad that I won't be able to work with you in the future. But I'm also just so thankful for everything that you've done for me and for the basic sciences over the past 6 years now, I guess. You've really set us up to be in a fantastic position to continue to do excellent research in the future, and I appreciate all that. I will be happy to see you around in a colleague scientific way in the future, and hope you have a wonderful sabbatical as well, spending extra time with your family. Take care.
It's hard to believe, but I've known you for nearly 40 years, probably longer than anyone else still here at Vanderbilt, although it certainly wasn't easy getting you here. I guess your time at Vanderbilt can be considered a success after all is said and done. Your move here was actually at a critical time in retrospect. It was very important to the success of our toxicology program at the time when I was actively involved. Beyond that, I think it was important in recruiting others like Mike Waterman, Richard Armstrong, and Dan Liebler. We've seen mutual friends and collaborators come and go over the years, including some who have passed on now. But there have been many good memories. Vanderbilt's changed over the years. On the whole, I think it's been for the better, but I do miss some of the aspects of the old days. However, life changes and you just have to roll with these things. I do remember the days of chemical research and toxicologies and the 23 years together on the journal. We collectively, with Paul and Judy, with your leadership, really did develop the journal. Scientific publishing has changed a lot today, but I thought we did something positive. Today at Vanderbilt, even with all the changes and emphasis here, your research area is still one of the closest to my own field. So I continue to feel a bond in that regard, as well as being an occasional collaborator. I still consider you a friend here, even though we have both been too busy to interact as much as we used to. Thanks for serving in the several leadership roles you have here at Vanderbilt. I've learned how important it is to have good people doing these jobs, even at the expense of their research and personal time. It's hard to believe that it's been nearly 8 years since you started the job as dean, but time flies. But there was a silver lining for me. Your appointment opened up the FEMA panel job for me, which has been a great experience, except in the last 2 years of Zoom meetings. Anyway, all the best to you and Nancy going forward.
Hi, Larry. I just wanted to pay my respects and note 3 things about you that have always impressed me very much. One is, I think we're so fortunate that you're driven by science. And and I think both your own science is a great delight to you, but one of your gifts is that you take a great delight in seeing others do great science, others in basic science especially, and that's an incredible leadership skill that's really had a profound impact on all of us, and so I'm grateful for that. I also want to note, I'm sure you're aware of just how smooth you are at various meetings and everything. And I wanted to give you a quote. So Ringo Starr once commented about working with the great keyboard player, Billy Preston. And Ringo said, Billy never put his hands in the wrong place, never. And in all my years of working with you, I've been to many meetings with you, and I've never seen you waver. You're like Billy Preston. You never seem to get knocked off your game. I really admire and respect that. That's a real gift. And finally, I want to also say that one of the things I've learned from you is you always take the high road in your interactions with other people. You're never petty, and that really helps to set the tone. Always take the high road. So it's been one of the great privileges of my career to work with you these last 5+ years as your Associate Dean for Research and sidekick. And so best wishes for all that lies ahead.
Happy stepping down from Marguerite.
Hey, Larry, I just want to say thank you for your leadership as the Dean in the School of Medicine, and also for all your contributions to science. It's been a pleasure to serve under you in the Brett office these past 5 years. I wish you the best in the future going forward. Thank you.
Okay. Hi, Larry. Congratulations for doing a great job and now getting back to the lab and doing some great research again. So I appreciate all you've done for the school, for the MSRC, and I wish you all the best. Thanks, Larry.
Hi Larry, coming to you live from Bald Head Island on my sabbatical. Just wishing you all the very best as you retire from the incredible job that you've done as the Dean of the Basic Sciences at Vanderbilt. Personally want to thank you for so many different things that you've contributed. You've been a tremendous colleague, mentor, advocate to create the best basic sciences in the country. We've recruited together some of the very best faculty, the educational missions, the inclusive excellence, so many various things that have been entrepreneurial under your leadership. You've been a true gem for this institution, and we wish you all the very best as you and Nancy go into the retirement. So I will say that, Sally and I came here because of you, and we're indebted to you for that. But we also know that you will have a wonderful time not dealing with other people's problems, and we look forward to having you around the campus and the lab as a professor. And I'll leave you with one other thing, since you and I love to quote bad movies. Spalding will get nothing in retirement and will like it. Thank you again, Larry, for everything that you've done. Cheers.
Hey, Larry, thanks so much for your leadership over the years, in particular for being that steady hand at the wheel during some really trying times for the institution. Your leadership during the institutional reorganization and during the pandemic, I think, was really critical to allow us to not just persevere, but to succeed during these significant events in the institution's life. I can't tell you how many times I heard, we're so lucky to have Larry during those times, and I couldn't agree with that sentiment more. I want to thank you also for taking a chance and investing in the Vanderbilt Center for Addiction Research. It's been a great pleasure to work with you and growing the institution's activities in this area. You enabled us to recruit fantastic new scientists to campus and begin, really innovative outreach activities that we couldn't have done without your guidance and investment. And so I look forward to continuing to see you on campus and wish you all the best. Thanks a lot, Larry.
Larry, as you step down as Dean of the College of Basic Science at Vanderbilt, I think it's a good time to take this opportunity to reflect on your many accomplishments in your leadership roles at Vanderbilt. First within the Cancer Center, and then establishing the Institute of Chemical Biology, and finally at the College of Basic Science. All along, you've always had great vision in how chemistry can be applied to biological problems and ultimately to advances in medicine. It's been a great privilege for me to be part of the Institute of Chemical Biology and to learn from you through your mentorship. I do wish you the best of luck as you move forward into your passion in scientific research away from administrative duties. You certainly have come a long way from your early days at Wayne State, where you were a junior faculty member with the responsibility of bringing pizzas to the faculty meetings at Wayne. And I wish you luck.
Hey Larry, you've been an amazing leader. I'm going to miss working with you, and hope you enjoy this next phase of your life. You still have a lot to give to science, and so just go for it. And also I Googled sabbatical. It means Latin for golf anyone. So enjoy your time in your sabbatical as well.
Larry, just want to reiterate, thank you for being an amazing boss and balancing your scientific genius with social and emotional intelligence as well, and just leading with such passion and allowing for us to be creative and innovate in the basic sciences like no other school here at Vanderbilt. It's just such a pleasure to work for you, and I'm excited to see all that you do both in golfing and in your lab now that you'll have time to do more of both of those.
Hey Larry, to echo them, thank you so much for being the boss that you are in all senses of that word, and it's been really great being part of this office and working under you and seeing the kind of vision that you have for basic sciences and seeing all the efforts that you put toward making sure that everybody knows exactly how good we are. So thank you, congratulations on everything that you've done so far, and good luck with everything. Enjoy this new stage of your life and your career.
And here's Kendra.
Hi Larry, congratulations on completing your time as Dean. It has been an absolute pleasure to work with you in the communications group over the last few years. I am so thankful for all of the creative freedom and really innovation that you've allowed our group to explore over this time. I think that you and have really led us to be leaders at the university as far as communications goes. And I'm looking forward to doing more fun projects with you as a faculty member. Congratulations again, and welcome back to lab.
Larry made his way to Durham, North Carolina, and Duke University, summer 1969, where he was in the entering PhD class in the Department of Chemistry. For reference, 1969 was the year of the first moon landing, Woodstock, student protests at many universities, and draft lottery numbers. So a lot was going on that summer. Larry's hair was quite a bit longer then, but I don't think either he or I would have been called radical at the time. Duke had just finished a new chemistry building and was expanding his faculty. And I arrived the same year as Larry, fresh out of graduate school. I still have a vivid image of the time when Larry poked his head around the door of my office in Rose Chem Labs and asked if we could talk about joining a group, which at the time consisted of me and a couple of undergraduates. That started a collaboration in the spring of 1970 and continued for decades, much of it on the chemistry and biology of free radicals. In the first year, Larry's time in the lab, we published the journal American Chemical Society of Communication, along with Mike Landis, a very talented undergraduate in the lab. I'm not sure if we advanced the science much in that communication. It was on an esoteric area of free radical generation, but it was a learning experience for both of us, mostly about commitment and focus on science in the project at hand. Both of us, the commitment meant Saturdays in the lab, And I'm not sure about this, but for one of us, it probably meant an impact on their golf handicap. There was a period of time in his second year when Larry's golf handicap increased and his research productivity took off. He began to make important contributions to the project in the lab, in oral exams, in the planning of experiments, and thinking about the results. In retrospect, and after training dozens of PhDs, I can say that his growth as a graduate student was really unusual. In fact, I assumed that every student would have the same growth, and sadly that hasn't been the case. His original research proposal in third year residence in the PhD program sowed the seeds for much of his future academic interests and provided me with a reset and a new look at my own research. And thank you for that, Larry. It was time outside the lab for sure. We were introduced to the North Carolina pig picking, our first week on campus, and there was a lively local music scene in Durham. There was Duke basketball before Coach K. There was also the Kansas City Chiefs, Hank Stram, Lenny Dawson, favorites of Larry from his hometown. So there was a lot of sports talk in the lab, and for sure a trip or two to Cameron Indoor Stadium to watch Bucky Waters' Blue Devil team get humiliated by the Tar Heels from down the road. I asked my wife Kitty if she had any recollections of Larry during this time in Durham. Her strongest impression was of Larry stopping by our place, making one of the many stops on the social rounds on this Saturday evening. Many of you know that Larry enjoys a good bottle of wine, probably a result of his many trips to the Italian Prostaglandin meetings. My suggestion for a gift in memory of his first year as a scientist at Duke would be a case of Rolling Rock beer. Since that was his favorite, he was usually carrying a case on his shoulder on most of his Saturday night visits. You gotta wonder whether that was what won Nancy's heart. Very long congratulations on the job well done as Dean of Basic Sciences. Not exactly a surprise to anyone who knows you, knows that you would be a success based on your history in research and teaching over the last 5 decades. I also want to acknowledge you as a collaborator in establishing the Vanderbilt Institute of Chemical Biology. It's not easy to forget the critical meetings with deans to establish the Institute and our first external advisory committee meeting. Our scientific connections have also been long-standing, from azo compound photochemistry to H&E protein annex. I look forward to your return to full-time operation of your laboratory. Once again, Larry, congrats on a job well